Well, maintenance day, got a lot done, and I got some load updates, and of course, sweet Maple in this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live, fuzzy, and oh-so-sweet studio audience. Yep, you know her, you love her. Joe can't live without her. It's Maple, the world-famous pancake dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. All right, when is today? Friday, the 27th. Yeah, my last video I did was last Sunday morning after I'd gone to Wall Drug. I was on my way down to Oklahoma City to deliver a load. Whoops, I was wrong. I had to refer to my notes. Down to the end of this notebook, I had to get another notebook that's smaller, but yeah, then I picked up in Clintonville, Wisconsin. That brought me to Oklahoma City because I had to deliver, of course, in Rothschild, Wisconsin first. Then went to Oklahoma City, and now I picked up another load in Oklahoma City. Yeah, delivered in Gearing, Nebraska this morning, and drove 30 miles up the road to Torrington, Wyoming to pick up from Kelly Bean. That's going back down to San Antonio, Texas. So I got all weekend to get down there, so we're getting some scheduled maintenance done. Yeah, it was about time for some drive tires. Some of my drive tires are almost not legal. Some of them are actually okay. So, and I've got 3 trailer tires which are wearing poorly. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the 3 best drive tires and move those to the trailer. I'm a huge believer in taking old drives and using them as trailer tires. Why not? They've got tougher sidewalls. They usually have a little bit thicker tread. And so that'll get me some more life without having to pay for more tires. What do you think? Yeah, so like I say, here it is, Friday the 27th. I'm in Cheyenne at Sapp Brothers. I don't tend to go to them for service anymore because they raised their rates on that. And I don't really like how they've been doing me on that, but they still have the best tire deals around. So we're getting a set of 8 drives. We're going to do all 8, might as well. I'd rather do all 8 at the same time. We're going to get some Samsons. Yeah, they're an off-brand, but I just can't afford the regular brand, and these Samsons are going to be better than the ones that came on this truck. They were something called Advanta. Yeah, I had never heard of it either. But, you know, when I bought the truck, I said, hey, I want new tires on there, and of course they put the cheapest stuff on they could find. But, you know, I figured that would happen. I was just trying to make it another, a year and a quarter in without having to pay for drive tires. So they've already pulled them out for me. And there's a close-up look at them. Kind of more of an aggressive tread. Very similar to the Toyos I had on my Coronado. But not quite as much money. So, yeah, that's what we're going to get on. And then we're going to take 3, like I say, the 3 best drives and move those to the trailer. I've got 1 inside rear tire on the trailer on the left side, really wearing unevenly and not doing well. That was one of my retreads I had to get last November when I had my brakes freeze up and stuff. So, yeah, we're just going to shuffle them from the truck to the trailer. So that way, yeah, all I got to pay for is, dismount and remount. And that way I don't have to spend more money on trailer tires, which I'll have to do later. So then probably when those start wearing down and along with everything I switched over there, well, then I'll do that all together all at once, all at the same time. It's always a job of juggling when you got to spend, where you got to spend, blah, 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 blah. And so ever since the whole debacle there in Cartersville, Georgia, where I had to spend $3,100, I've been trying to run my butt off so I can make some more money. So, because I knew tires were going to be coming up soon, and we're trying to do that, and I'm going to keep running hard for a little while, and then maybe I can slow it down a bit. Well, there's always something on these trucks, always, baby. Well, there's my stacked O tires. And this tells you I've been a truck driver too long. I love the smell of new tires. What was the movie? I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Well, I love the smell of new tires. Yeah. Well, there's the new drive tires all on. Yep, they look pretty good. And he's working on the trailer tires right now. We took the best 3 that were drives and moved them to the 3 worst on the trailer. Yeah, so I don't really have any video of the trailer tires that got put on, but look, I have this picture right here. Look at this. That was the worst trailer tire, and yeah, you can see that one was bad. So you can see why I had to replace that one. I was just hoping I would make it to my delivery in Gearing, my pickup in Torrington, and back down to Cheyenne, and hope it wouldn't blow. Because well, and I walk around the truck and trailer every day, and I check everything out. For the past couple of weeks though, apparently that bad spot, it's only about on half of the tire. It was always on the bottom, and so the other half looked kind of good. And then like 2 days ago, it was on the top when I was parked, and I was like, whoa, that one's got to be replaced real soon. And I knew I was kind of due for the drive, so I'm like, all right, well, let's be smart about this, and we can use some of my drives were in better shape, so we can move them back to there. And so I also replaced 2 other trailer tires that were wearing just kind of unevenly and kind of giving me a little vibration as I went down the road. So, the whole point being is that I'm not having to buy more than the 8 drive tires. And Sapp Brothers did only charge $39.99, I think, so $40 to dismount and remount those other tires that we moved back, and those were already mine. So, of course, I didn't have to pay extra for that. They were pretty good on the price of the drive tires. They were $320 a piece for those Samsons. To go to the Toyos, it would have been about another $100 to $120 per tire. So I saved at least $1,200 by going with the Samsons. So they're newer, they're better, they're brand new, they're virgin tires. They got a pretty aggressive tread that I like, very similar to the Toyo tread. Like I say, but these are a little bit cheaper. I've had Samsons before in the past. Elliot's got some right now. I was always pretty happy with their performance. I can't get probably 300,000 miles out of them, but I bet you I can get closer to 200,000 out of these as drives, where those Advantas that I had on there, I only got about 160 before most of them were needing to be replaced. So like I said earlier, I don't go to Sapp Brothers for service anymore because they really kind of hacked me off. A few years ago, my Coronado, when I was just replacing some drive axle airbags, and they charged an hour labor, $200 for doing each one, and it took them a total of 20 minutes for each one. And that's why I said, okay, I'm done with you guys. I've been a loyal customer for years, but you're going to treat a loyal customer for all these years that way. I'm not doing service here anymore. But they do always have the best tire prices in Cheyenne and all the locations across Nebraska and everything, and then into, I guess they have one down in Missouri and Harrisonville. I would recommend going to them for the tires, and they're reasonable on the dismount charge of only $40, and they charge like $10 for the valve stems, so not bad really overall. So the tires alone, I did put the beads in to help balance them instead of paying like the $75 or whatever it would have been per tire to balance. That saved me like $560, and the bag of beads for each one was I think about $20. I had the bag of beads in the Advantas, and that really helped them running, wearing evenly. So that's a cheaper way to go on balancing, and it tends to work fairly well. For something that you're probably only going to have on your truck for 1.5 to 2 years anyway. So why not? So that's my advice overall on that. Those Samsons, not bad. Like I say, that brand has been around for a long time. It's a Thailand tire, not a Chinese tire, but they're not bad. And if that's all your budget allows, like that's all mine allowed, then that's the way you go. And so then that was about $32.50 for all eight. And then I got charged another it was $125 for that because they had to use the torch to bend the bar back up to put the mud flap on, and then they charged me like $20 for that mud flap, but they didn't charge me any installation for that, which was nice. And because I reused 3 of the tires, I didn't have to pay the disposal fee on those. So not bad. So all together out the door for doing the all 8 drive tires, brand new, taking 3 of the drives that were in good shape, and putting them back on the trailer to get to replace some of 3 of the worst wearing ones. Then that was only a total of $135, because it was $105 for the mount dismount for all 3, and then another $30 for the valve stems on those. I always get new valve stems every time I change tires. I have found in the past, I've been out here 15 years now, if I don't and I say, oh no, I'm sure it'll be fine, then sure enough, another a few weeks down the road, I'll have a tire going flat on me, and it's because of an old valve stem. $10, do it, it's worth it. So I would recommend that. So that's what happened overall. So luckily, while I was waiting, my wife was able to run by Jimmy John's and bring me some lunch, which was nice because I hardly ever get Jimmy John's. And me and Elliot agree, I wish out on the road a lot of the truck stops had Jimmy John's instead of Subway, because Jimmy John's is so much better. They're the only place I can get a decent roast beef sandwich, and that's what I got today, the Hunter's Club, minus tomatoes, easy lettuce. That's the way I like it. So she brought that to me while I was waiting because I needed to hang around, and she had come and picked up Maple earlier, so Maple got to spend the afternoon at the house with my wife Mary and my younger son Ben, so she of course enjoyed that immensely. And then, once they had taken all the drives off, I went through the 8 drives and picked out the 3 best. One of them was a newer Firestone I had to buy last year, if you remember, when I had one blow on me as I was going down to Oklahoma City, and that's when I had all the trailer issues. So that one was still newer and in very good shape. So, it was going to have a lot more life on it, and it was a name brand tire, Firestone. So I knew it had a lot more life out of it. So I put it in the position on the trailer of the one that was wearing the worst, figuring, well, it probably might be able to handle that a little bit better. In general, over the years, I've found I spend the most on my steer tires, second most on my drives, and the trailers, I just can get whatever I can get. I tend to not do recaps unless I can get Bandag recaps. They're a company that does recaps, and they do it a little bit better. They buy better casings like Michelin, Bridgestone. I don't really, I bought just a set of recaps once at a TA shop in Franklin, Kentucky, I think years ago. I only got like 4 months out of them. It's not worth it. So I try to always get virgin tires, and like I say, moving these drives onto the trailer, that's a thing I've been doing for years, because you can have a lower tread depth on the trailer tire. You've got a better sidewall on a drive tire, so it's going to last a little bit longer. There's a great way to save money. Move former drives to your trailer, because you're going to want to have a little bit beefier tire on your drives, but on your trailer, it just rolls along, and they never wear evenly on a trailer anyway, no matter what you do. For some reason, the inside ones always wear worse than the outside ones. This is 15 years of experience talking, so I just buy whatever I can get. If they're Chinese tires, Thailand tires, whatever, for the trailer, I get the best deal. But like I said, I spend the most on the steers, second most on the drives. And I used to go for more like a Bridgestone or something like that, but these Samsons I've had before, so experience has told me, well, these should make me probably get close to at least 200,000 miles. And for the price, that's a good price point. Because the Toyos would have put me about at least $1,200 more, and I just don't have the cash right now. And if you're talking about a Michelin or a Bridgestone, then you're talking thousands of dollars more, and I don't have that kind of money available. So after we were all done, my wife came back and picked me up, got to bring me home. She had already gone to the store for me to get a few items I needed, like water, and I always need a rack of water. Some Band-Aids. Always need Band-Aids. Let's see, some more Crystal Light stuff for my water, and a couple other items, and then I got to run home and take a shower, which was nice, so hence the shirt change, and the hair looks a little bit better. So, and then now here we are down in Johnstown, Colorado, as I'm trying to make it a little bit closer, so that it was a little bit less than 1,000 miles all the way down to San Antonio, deliver Monday morning. So that gives me all day Saturday and Sunday to get down there, which is nice, so I don't have to completely kill myself. And that's why I'm going ahead and making the video tonight, because I have a little bit extra time, and I could sleep in the morning. How about that? Oh. And I do already have a load booked for Monday after I deliver in San Antonio. I found one picking up only 30 miles away down in Pleasanton, Texas. And it comes right back to Greeley, Colorado. And that one's paying really well. You can get paid really well to go towards Colorado, towards Wyoming, but you better, because you're not going to make anything coming out. You're lucky to make $1.50. That's about all I'm making on this load running down, but I got paid well over $2.50 a mile to come up, and I'm going to get paid over $2.50 a mile to come up again. So when you balance everything out, I'm still making well over $2 a mile. That's the whole goal. That's the way you need to look at it with a picture. You can't just look at one load and say, oh, well, I can't take that, because everything else out of Colorado and Wyoming is paying like $1 a mile or even less. It's freaking frightening. But if you can kind of, pair a few things together to where you're still always running for over $2 a mile, then as an owner-operator, you can make a living, you can spend money on the repairs, buy new tires, and everything you need to do to keep your truck maintained and still bring some scratch home. So there's the little owner-op lesson for you right there. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. That gave us a chance to throw Maple back up here. And yeah, you know, I know a lot of people are always interested in what kind of tires you get as an owner-operator. And yeah, and as I explained, I've kind of changed my preference on them a little bit over the years, and a lot of it comes down to what kind of cash I got and where's my budget at. So unfortunately, sometimes that dictates what you get, right, Maple? Maple, sweetie. All right, I know you're waiting for the treats. Are you ready for those? They're coming up. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. She's tired. Please like and comment and thumbs up and share and all that stuff. There's Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter X, Clutch Trucker 5 on TikTok, and as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and a sleepy Maple out. Clark, you're driving on the wrong side of the road. I realize that, honey. I'm also on the wrong side of the car. Okay, it's time for some Charlie Bear treats. Are you ready? I think the tail says the whole story, right, Maple? All right. Yep, you said yes. Oh, and I did want to say, somebody sent me some more Charlie Bear treats, and they sent these with them, too. It's the Charlie Bear grain-free meaty bites, and I've asked Junior, I've asked Connie if they sent them, and they said no. So I don't know if these came directly from Charlie Bear. There was no note or anything. So if you happen to send them, just let me know. Drop a little thing in the comments there for me, please. But these, my wife Mary gave her some today. She said that she really liked them, so we'll give this a shot. All right, Maple, you ready for these? Yeah, oh, here we go. These are a little bit bigger than the regular Charlie Bear treats, as you can see right here. All right, Maple, there you go. Oh yeah, what do you think of that? Oh, the tail stopped. But she's eating it. You like that? Oh, I'd say so. She's crunching. All right, would you like another one? Oh yeah, there goes the tail. Here you go, Maple. Maple, sweetie, it's up here above your head. Hello? Right here. Oh, there you go. Yep, yum yum. All over it. Now, these are a bit bigger, so we're only going to give you a few of them. Oh, one more. Oh, there's that happy girl. She's loving it. Do 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 do. Maple, happy dog look. Sweetie. Yes.